Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Real Truth TV. I'm the Couch Crew Mirror, aka Clever Sausage. I've created a video series called In the Beginning, from the very beginning, in relation to the three major religions: Judaism, Christianity and Islam. At first I'm going to cover exclusively Christianity because I have a great interest in that. As a truth seeker, I'm out there doing my personal research, my personal study, relating my experience to being in contact with followers, those Christians in churches, following the Christian theology, preaching the Bible, and the Bible is the truth, God's inspired word, and so forth. Okay, I, through my personal experiences, found that we were being duped. I was being duped. I was around people that were trying to control me any way they could. They're trying to convince me in order to convert me, to get me to the church, right? And then to control me, because they tried many devious ways to keep me there, right? They just basically told a whole lot of lies. They're very deceptive. Okay, so something in me, in a gut feeling, said there's something seriously wrong here. I'm asking questions, they refuse to answer them. They're being tricky, deceptive, pulling these stunts, right? Each one that I went to, a lot of them says, no, we're not like them, we're different. And then I found out they were basically the same. A lot of them wanted to know, did I have a job, where did I work, who did I work for, how much was I getting paid, who was in my house, how many, what were their names, their ages, all that sort of stuff. It's like nothing to do with them. My business is my business, none of theirs, right? Okay, and then eventually, I came across this man here who claimed, on his website, he had the theory of the Aborigines. After that era, that time, laughing at him, contacted him, and was having laughs, thinking that some youngster had put up this prank page when it actually was part of his website. It's Victor N. Alexander there in his younger days. So I started to realise, it's the whole website, so I looked at it more. v-a.com, when it was up, it's now down. He's in the hospital, he's on meds, he might be going senile, been about 60 or 70 now. Some other guy reckons he's in contact with him, but he said his middle name was Isaac, when it's clearly not on this book. Inside the book here, he actually says, and on his website when it was up, actually stated his middle name was Nimrod, Victor Nimrod Alexander. Okay, and his father was great-grandfather, one of those, his grandfather was, one of his family members was the first director of the CIA, who then left, went to Hollywood, did silent movies, became quite famous, and then the CIA was taken over by a second guy, and apparently some guy along the way, through the help of the CIA, Dr. John, I can't remember his last name, and Queen Elizabeth II were involved in the mass murder of the Jews, the Holocaust, World War II, and I don't know if she's still the Chancellor in Germany, but Angela Merkel had this guy executed, right, for those crimes. I guess she couldn't do it to the Queen, she's too powerful, Queen Elizabeth II. Anyway, this is what he's saying, right? He might have said it after he was heading for senility, or he might have said it before. You have to go prove that. I think he might have said it way before that. So something in me was also nagging at me, because as I said, I asked a lot of questions and I wouldn't answer them. Well, they just said questions like, why do you celebrate Christmas? When it's not in the Bible, it doesn't say he was born on 25th of December and all that sort of stuff. It's all pagan, like Mithra, etc. Dionysus, they were all born on that date, as you see on those YouTube videos, right? You read about it. And my counsellor at the time, nice guy, he just says, yeah, don't worry about it, just go with it, you know. It's like, well, if you're telling me the Bible is the truth, follow it, it's infallible, whatever, then why are you integrating pagan practices, right? Known pagan practices. Don't worry about it. So yeah, it's off-putting, you know. They're professing, know the truth, the real truth, whatever. Follow it, it's the infallible word of God, blah blah blah. But they're incorporating pagan. So yeah, disheartened there. So I thought, well, I want to know the truth, the real truth, because I was inspired by a couple of, one guy who's a Jehovah's Witness that came around to a friend's house, and I was like, bedazzled by so much, you know, all the information he had, and he was patient, you know, communicated well, real nice guy. So I wanted to be like that guy. I wanted to know as much as him about the Bible, right? And I just kept doing personal research and study as a truth seeker. And I came across these supposed old, ancient manuscripts, original manuscripts from the original Church of the East, handed to them by the founders of it, of the Apostolic Orthodox Catholic Church of the East in Urhai, Edessa, now modern Turkey, Thomas and Jude, or Thaddeus, and the others that followed, right, and proselyted to the Chinese and the Indians and started Church of the East churches before they were martyred, right, hunted down and killed in many different ways. So these priests hid these supposed original manuscripts from the Roman Catholics, who would have came and probably burnt it, put those people to death who possessed it, or converted them to Roman Catholicism, whatever, right? And Islam, who invaded, and they just really wanted the land, but they didn't like the idea they were using icons as a form of worship, right? And considered idolatry and all that sort of stuff. So they got rid of those, but they still use icons today, pictures of icons or whatever, right? In their mass, okay, in these churches of the East. Yeah, so I thought, well, I've been reading it, studying it for a while, and the site's now down. He blames it on Donald Trump and all this other stuff, right? And he, according to this guy in this blog, it's in contact with him. He asked people for $100 or something. Yeah, so you can put it back up there. But, this guy that says there's a middle name is Isaac. Yeah, I don't know about that one. You can get in contact with him, all that sort of stuff, got his email and goes visits him and all this, got his address or whatever. Yeah, I'm still a bit skeptical there. I mean, give it $100. Yeah, site doesn't go up. That sort of thing, Got to be very wary, I suppose. Anyone can post a blog up and say, "I give us $100 to put this website back up." But I found a way to, I can't really put his whole website back up because it's a copyright breach, right? Okay, it's a copyright. So in finding this way, I thought, well, I'll present it through video. I had to get permission of him to put it up for him, right? As a thank you, because he was, when I communicated with him through the email and that, he was a patient man. Had a bit of a chuckle with him, presenting him all these things, these Aramaic claims, from other people, from YouTube, etc. He says you find the strangest, the most extraordinary things about in regards to the Aramaic, etc. Yeah, he had a bit of a chuckle. Great guy. I still got his emails. I recovered my Gmail account. They're all there. So I was thinking, or recording that, I wanted to do the self-help improvement book by a guy called Anthony Kidman, and make some changes in my life, sort of thing. But something inside me, in a gut feeling, whatever, kept nagging at me for days, saying, you don't know nothing about this guy, go do some research on him, blah blah blah. Just thought he'd never mind that, flag it, but it kept nagging at me. So I gave up, gave in, and went and did it. Found out the guy who helped co-produce this book, wrote this book, was actually in a sex cult. He's been accused of abuse along with this lady's grandfather for all of her life. Anthony Kidman, the father of Nicole Kidman, Australian celebrity actress, once married to Tom Cruise. Okay. That was her father. So I thought again. And later on I found this guy is evangelical, very famous. I did research on him, found out that he was actually trying to mix Hinduism with Christianity, right? Just doesn't gel, does it? Supposedly doesn't gel. Not right. According to Christians, whatever, right? You're mixing pagan with the truth, the word of God. I was wary of that guy, and there's a couple of other ones I was very wary of. They're quite well known, but behind the scenes, they're doing dodgy stuff. And it didn't help that you have these evangelists on was it Daystar TV and stuff like that, pumping out all this scriptures and stuff, and saying, insisting that God says you've got to give us money, you've got to support Israel, all that sort of stuff. Give us your money, give us all your money, and you'll get, plant a seed and you'll get 10 times to 100 times back, and you never do. You ring up and say, well, I really need my money, I'm desperate, I've got a wife and 6 kids to feed, just recently lost my job, blah blah blah, any chance of getting the money back? What? I don't think so. I didn't get, what you claimed. I didn't get 10 times, 100 times back for planting that seed. Oh, why is that? Okay, you didn't hop on one leg long enough, didn't crow like a chicken, or flap your wings like a chicken, or whatever excuse they make, right? Sorry, mate. Sorry, buddy. You're not getting your money back. And then they laugh behind your back. They've got the $60 million jet, $3 billion house, or whatever, right? 3 hot wives. Laughing all the way to the bank. You sucker, you secret recordings of different evangelists saying, I got that old lady's last $5, now she's broke, I got her on her last dollar, look at that, boys. That sort of crap. So you're obviously being duped, aren't you? You're being suckered, you're falling for it. So the people have the right to know the truth, the real truth, the whole truth, the real truth, and nothing but that truth. So that's why I created this channel, The Real Truth TV. So hopefully wake people up to it. Okay, anyway, basically a history on this guy, Victor N. Alexander, who translated from the original manuscripts, from the Assyrian, Aramaic, or Asherit, Kitab Asherit, into English. He says at that time, this is probably about 2005 to 2008, something like that. Currently, he was translating the ancient Aramaic Bible directly into English. It's a new translation from the scribal language of the scriptures, the old scribal tongue, Lishana Atika or Cypriot, from the Assyrian, Aramaic or Asherit, the language Jesus Christ spoke. Well, he spoke Galilean Aramaic. How do I know this? Because I think it might be John or Luke, where he's on the cross and he cries out in Aramaic, Eloi, Eloi, or Eli, Eli, or lama sabachthani, something like that, right? And it doesn't mean, my God, why have you forsaken me? It means, why have you left me on the cross, for this thing that I'm destined, basically, in that language, translated into English. That my God, why have you forsaken me, is a third or fourth generation Arabic Greek interpolation, mistranslation. So the 4 Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke and John are posted on that website, but it's down, v-a.com. So I'm putting it out there for people who wanted to know more. They put in the comments under his videos, what happened? Where's your website? Oh, I want to know more. So I'm putting it out there for those people specifically. Anyone else that's interested, you're quite welcome to watch these videos. The 4 Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke and John are posted, as well as Acts of the Apostles, the letters of John, Romans and Revelation. The project is ongoing. Okay, basically he was a filmmaker in San Francisco in the 60s, I think he said, and he went through film school and all that, and then he did a film on the history of Mesopotamia. As people see, those winged bulls are idols and all that sort of stuff. He cleared it all up. He tried to take that film to the libraries, to festivals and stuff like that, and they just poo-pooed him, didn't want to know it. They tried to accuse him that, it's all rubbish, it's all inaccurate. I mean, the guy looked into the historical records of his own country, right, and produced the evidence, and they still poo-pooed him because they had a fixed agenda, right? Their belief system is fixed, right, and they opposed it because it's been out there for years and years and years, centuries, and don't want anyone changing it because it's a money thing, right? Okay, these churches are money orientated. Like that guy that was in Siberia, he claimed to be Jesus Christ, that postman, right? All the people left those Russian Orthodox churches, whatever, and flocked to see this guy, right? And like on a video, they were like kind of upset because where's all our people gone? Where's our congregation gone? They're all gone to see this guy. So really, behind the scenes, it's like our money's gone with them. Our funding, our coin, right? So they got quite upset. Okay, so yeah, that's a little history about him. Okay, so he's been doing filmmaking for about 30 years, I think he said. Yeah, he's been translating the Aramaic scriptures for about 15 years or so, doing his little projects. Yeah, I think what I remember is he was in Hollywood for a while there, and he had did little movie segments. He was involved in these movies. Him and his wife live. Yeah, it's got quite a cool history. Okay. Yeah, he's supposed to be doing the story of Jesus according to the Aramaic text. Okay. Yeah, so his site's down, so I'm just making these videos and making the information available to people there. Okay, I might end this video here. It's just an introduction to this guy, Victor N. Alexander. He's actually quite aged now. You can go have a look at his video on YouTube. Just type in Aramaic scriptures and it should come up the story of Adam and Eve. Okay, it's quite interesting. He's actually reading from this book format, the original manuscripts in the old tongue, old scribal language, Lishana Atika or Cypriot, or from the Syrian Aramaic or Assyrian. Yeah, you can hear him speaking the language. Some people have said, he doesn't know what he's talking about, he doesn't pronounce it properly. Well, he don't care, because he speaks it, he's native born, you don't. Okay, you only know little bits you probably learned from Lamps or something like that, whatever. Right, you don't know it fluently like him, and he doesn't really care, because he's a translator, and he's doing translations, right? Okay, he's not affected by that. This is what he said through an email, right, when I corresponded with him. So yeah, that's a little introduction to this native-born Aramaic-speaking Mesopotamian Victor N. Alexander and his supposed translations of the original manuscripts. There's another guy that I've been looking at because he's saying the same thing, but he's translated the Kaboris Codex, the Yonan Codexes, etc., etc., from the original Church of the East, the Syriac, the Eastern Syriac Peshitta, or the Syriac Peshitta, not the Western, you bypass that, Peshitta, into English. What's that? Name of that site? The AramaicScriptures.com. Yeah, go have a look at that one. It gives you a history. It's like the head patriarch, 1957, makes a statement there that it's to that day, it's the original versions never been tampered with, given to that church by the original two disciples, Thomas and Thaddeus, hidden and preserved for over 2,000 years. Again, he stresses that it's never been messed with, tampered with. Okay, it's as good as the day that they handed them over. So that's one testimony from the head patriarch, 1957, later assassinated in 1975. Andrew Gabriel Roth, Christian Jew, Messianic Jew, and this guy here, Victor N. Alexander. Right, the three established the facts as fact, okay, as evident. But go do your own personal research, dig deeper, find out the real truth, because I still have some discrepancies about what this guy states on the Aramaic scriptures, i.e. the story of Adam and Eve, about this winged disc icon, okay, because I've done the research, checked on it, and the history of it, its origins, okay, yeah. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel, leave us some comments in the comment section, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell so you get notification on any new videos, so you don't miss out, okay. Yeah, add your comments because we really appreciate them, look forward to them, and we will see you on the next video. This has been the Couch Camera, aka Clever Sausage, and thank you for taking the time to come to my channel, The Real Truth TV, and watching our videos.